strong, as seeking a way out. If I were hurt enough, I would put her in a novel. The Passionate Angel, I would call it. The man is weird, definitely weird.
He's delivering my love letters, sealing them with kisses, and he calls me weird. I'm asking. So let's see what we've got so far. The poor woman is definitely consumed with a passion to me. She is sure I'm the only man that truly understands her. Her tired, ineffectual husband transmits my remarks, but it is my voice that she hears, my words that sing in her heart. The sweet poison is doing its work. I am free. There is no room for mercy in the seducing business. Observe how deftly the final stroke is administered. For the faint-hearted, I urge you, look away.
No, Mickey, I don't want to hear not another word from him, nothing.
But exactly, that's what he said. He begged me to tell you nothing. He said that you knew because of your sweet, sympathetic nature that you would worry to hear of someone else's distress.
Oh, he's in distress.
Worse, he's gloomy, morbid, morose, in the throes of desperation.
Why? What's the matter? What's wrong with him?
Loneliness. He says he has no relatives, no true friends, not a soul who understands him.
Oh, doesn't he know how much we understand him perfectly? Doesn't he know how much we appreciate and commune with him daily? Doesn't he know how much we yearn to be with him? You and I.
Well, I tried to make that clear. I, again, urged him to come home to dinner with me. But he says he can't face people. He's so depressed he can't stay home. Instead, he paces in that public garden where we met him every night.
What time?
Between 8 and 9. And by the way, we're invited to the Boscovets tomorrow. Is 8 o'clock all right for you?
Oh, no. I have to go visit Aunt Sophia tomorrow. She's ill. But I'll be there at 9. Or a little after.
Please, no applause. I could not have done it alone. I share that honor with my friend and collaborator, her husband. He moved her so successfully that no carriage is fast enough for her to be in my life. She ran all the way. Observe. And now for the conclusion. You will understand if I ask you to busy yourselves with your programs or such. The next few moments are private, and I am, after all, a gentleman. My dear sweet angel, at last I can speak the words I've longed to.
No! Please, not another word, not a sound. I couldn't bear it. Not until you've heard what's in my heart. For weeks now, I've been in torment. You've used my husband as a clever, devious device to arouse my passions, which I freely admit have been lying dormant these past 7 years. Whether you are sincere or not, you have awakened in me longings and desires which I never dreamt were possible. You appeal to my vanity, and I
seducer of other men's wives, from that time on turned his attentions to single unmarried women only. Until one day, the perfect girl came along, and the confirmed bachelor married at last. He is today a completely happy man. Except possibly on those occasions when some dashing young officer tells him how attractive he finds his lovely young bride. Just getting a little night air to clear my mind. That's good. That's wonderful. The sea air is so refreshing. It revitalizes my entire being. But my mind is blank. I have no thoughts, no ideas. Most unusual for me. Most times they fill up my brain and overflow it like a cascading fountain. And tonight, nothing. And still I have the urge to write. Something will come, never fear, always does. These things happen to all people in my profession, one time or another. Writer's block, we call it. No need to panic, it will pass. Wait, hold on. An idea is coming. Yes, terrible. Bad idea. False alarm. So sorry to disturb you. Not only was it a bad idea, but I've written it already. It turned out awful. It won't take long. It's only temporary. But it's getting to be a very long temporary. Nothing is coming. My nerves are tightening. Oh, God, help me! No, I take it back. I mustn't rely on collaboration with the Almighty, but selfishness. To ask God to take time out to help me with an idea for a story? Forgive me, Lord. I'll go home and try to sleep. If, however, anything should come to you in the night, I'd appreciate it if you'd make it known to me. Even if it's just the germ of an idea. It doesn't have to be original. I'm very clever at twisting things around. Look how desperate I've become. Asking the Lord to resort to plagiarism for my petty needs. Home. I must get home and to bed before this thing becomes serious.
You, ma'am. Have a word with you, ma'am.
Who's there? I can't see you in the dark.
Good evening, ma'am. Just wondering if you'd be in the mood for a little entertainment this evening?
Entertainment? I'm sure. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure you do, ma'am. Entertainment. Amusement, so to speak. Little diversion, if you know what I mean.
I think I do know what you mean, and I'm not interested. Go on, be off with you. You should know better than to make such a proposal to a lady.
I've never witnessed anything quite like this before, ma'am. That I can promise you. This is a once-in-a-lifetime offer. Not even a little bit curious?
Well, curiosity is the nature of my profession, but I try to keep it morally elevated. Excuse me.
Oh, well, perhaps you're right, ma'am. On second thought, this may be too much for a person of your sensitivities.
Oh, wait.
Aha! Got you with that one, didn't I?
I'm just asking, mind you, but exactly what is the nature of this entertainment you speak of?
Well, ma'am, how would you like to see a drowned man?
I beg your pardon.
A drowned man! A man with his lungs filled with salt water and stone dead from drowning. How much would you pay to see that?
Hey, pay to see a drowned man? Are you insane? I wouldn't look at a drowned man if you paid me. Why would I want to see a drowned man? What's the point in seeing a man who's drowned? You're mad. Get out of here.
3 rubles, Mom. That's all it'll cost you, 3 rubles, to see the man first, before he gets in the water, then in the agonizing act of drowning, and then the grand finale, the man already drowned, rest his soul.
What are you saying? That the man's not drowned yet? That he's still alive and well?
Not only alive and well,
To charge me for your own suicide. I must get away.
No, you got it all wrong. I don't actually drown. Oh, I impersonate a drowned man. I jump into the icy cold water, splash around a bit, flail my arms, yell for help a few times, go under, bubble, 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 and then come back up, floating head down, all puffy-like. Woo! Sends a chill up your spine. 3 rubles for individual performances, special rates for groups. Next show, 2 minutes.
I can't believe I'm discussing the price of admission to a drowning.
Oh, ma'am, you seem to have it all wrong. This is not some cheap thrill. No. This is a rich tableau filled with social implications. Not a drama, not tragic, but ironical in light of its comic possibilities.
Comic? What's comic about it?
Oh, I blow up my cheeks and bulge out my eyes and yell for help in a high, squeaky voice. Sounds like a pig squealing. I'm the only one on the waterfront who can do it.
You expect to charge me to hear an underwater pig squealer?
Well, I just had a very successful season, Mom. Sold out in August. What do you say now? Shall I book you now for the dinner show?
What do you mean, dinner show?
Oh, I jump into the water, splash about a bit, and then throw you a nice fish. I believe the halibuts are running now, ma'am.
Why do I stand here listening to this?
You should hurry up and make up your mind. In a few minutes, that restaurant over there throws its garbage in the water. Then it's messy. I have my pride, ma'am.
Oh, to hell with your pride. It doesn't prevent you from making a living imitating a deceased swimmer.
Oh, you certainly know how to strike at a man's vulnerable points. That was cruel, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be cruel.
You completely overlook the finer points of my profession. Now look here, have you ever seen a coal miner when he comes home from work at the end of the day? Dirt and grime all over his body, soot up his nostrils, in his ears, black grit in his teeth. Disgusting. Oh, have you ever seen a barber who comes home in the evening with the cuttings of people's hair all over his hands, gets in his soup and his bread? It's nauseating. Do you know where a surgeon puts his fingers? Or farmer, his feet? Ma'am, every man who works eventually touches something filthy. Now, I, on the other hand, I deal with water. Water is wet. It's clean. It's purifying. Well, I don't even have to take a bath. just isn't what it used to be.
Can I help you, madam?
There's a man behind the dock set. There. He's been pestering me all evening. I shouldn't be surprised if he were deranged.
A lot of bad characters around these docks tonight, madam. A woman like yourself shouldn't be wandering around here alone. What was he pestering you about?
Well, I'm warning you. You're going to find this strange, but he actually wanted to charge me 3 rubles to watch him drown. Can you imagine?
Strange. It's outright thievery. Can't be worth more than 60 kopecks. Yes, you can get as fine a drowning as you'd like to see and not pay a penny more. 3 rubles. What nerve!
Officer, you seem to miss the point.
You know, there's 2 brothers on the next pier. For 1 ruble apiece, they'll give you a double drowning. Yes, you have to know how to bargain with these men, madam. You'll get your money's worth.
It's not a question of price.
Just the other day, right over there, 14 men acted out an entire shipwreck for 3 rubles. On a good day, for 10 rubles, you see a whole navy going down. Yes, stick to your price, madam. About 60 kopecks, and have a nice evening.
It's come. It's finally come. The day the world has gone mad has arrived at last.
I see the officer is gone, ma'am. What did you tell him?
Tell him. I told him the truth, that you were mentally unbalanced. Unfortunately, he was a little more mentally unbalanced than you.
Still, I appreciate you not causing me any trouble. And in gratitude, I'm going to lower my price. This is a reduction to an all-time low, 80 kopecks.
80? 80, you thief! You conniving, wretched, deceiving little people! I won't pay you more than 60.
60? 60 kopecks for a drowning? Where's my profit? My towels cost me 40 kopecks and another 40 for the fellow who dives in and fishes me up. I'd be losing money on it. What's the point? I may as well stay under.
You can't cheat me, sir. 60 kopecks for the drowning. Take it or leave it.
Rather hard bargain. Hard bargain. 60 kopecks it is. Pray to God my son doesn't want to be a drowner.
30, 40, 50, 60. There's your money. Now, where should I stand?
Oh, right over here. We enter the dock, ma'am. Right up close. There you go. That's where you'll see all the action.
It's a bit dark down there.
That's what makes it so eerie. The eerier, the more entertaining. All the action's in the last 10 seconds, anyway. All right. Here we go. Oh. When I come up for the 3rd time, be sure to yell at the top of your lungs, Popnichevsky, Popnichevsky.
Who's Popnichevsky?
He's the guy who jogs in after me. I can't swim now.
You can't swim. You're going to drown yourself without knowing how to swim.
That's what makes it so entertaining. Popnichevsky always waits until the very last second before he dives in and pulls me out. He's in that restaurant while I'm having a drink. Popnichevsky. Don't forget the name. All right. Hope you enjoy the show, man. If you do, tell your friends. Here we go. Into the soup as we say. Whoa!
That's enough of that. I don't want to see that part anymore. I don't have all night. Can you drown now? Do you hear me? I want to have you drown now! Where the devil is it? Oh, there you are. Well, that's the 3rd time, isn't it? Goodness, what was that fellow's name?
Age?
My age?
Yes, please. That means how old are you?
Well, how old are you looking for?
Couldn't you answer the question simply, please?
Yes, but I wanted you to know I could be any age that you want. 16, 30. In school, I played a 78-year-old woman with rheumatism, and everybody said it was very believable. A 79-year-old rheumatic woman told me herself.
Yes, but I'm not looking for a 78-year-old rheumatic woman. I'm looking for a 22-year-old girl. Now, how old are you?
22, sir.
Really? I would have guessed 27 or 28.
Oh, I have a bad head cold, sir. It makes me look much older. Last year, when I had the influenza, the doctor thought I was 39. Oh, I promise you, I can look 22 when you need it, sir.
Do you have a temperature?
Yes, sir, 103.
Good God! What are you doing walking around in the dead of winter with 103 temperature? Go home, child. Go to bed. You can come back some other time.
Oh, no, please, sir. I've waited 6 months to get this audition. And I waited 3 months just to get on the 6-month waiting list. If they put me on that list again, I'll have to wait another 6 months. By then I'll be 23 and it'll be too late to be 22. Oh, please, please let me read, sir. I'm feeling much better. I think I'm down to 101 now.
I can see you have your heart set on becoming an actress.
Oh, my heart, my soul, my very breath, the bones in my body and the blood in my veins.
Yes, yes, we've had enough of your medical history. But what practical experience have you had?
As what?
Well, for example, the thing we're discussing, acting. How much acting experience have you had?
You mean on the stage?
That's as good a place as any.
Well, I studied acting for 3 years under Madame Zoglianesca.
She teaches here in Moscow?
No, at my high school in Odessa. But she is a very great actress herself.
Here in Moscow?
No, in Odessa.
You are then, strictly speaking, an amateur.
Well, yes, sir. In Moscow. In Odessa, I'm a professional.
Yes, well, that's all very well. But you see, we need a 22-year-old professional actress in Moscow. Odessa, although I grant you a lovely city, theatrically speaking, is not Moscow. I would advise you to get more experience and take some aspirin.
I traveled 4 days to get here, sir. Won't you just hear me read?
My dear child, I find this very embarrassing.
Even if you did not employ me, just to read for you would be a memory I would cherish for all of my life. If I may be so bold, sir, I think you're the greatest living author in all of Russia.
Really? Well, that's very kind of you. Perhaps we do have a few minutes.
Oh, I've read almost everything you've written. The articles, the stories. I love the one about, oh God, every time I think about it, I can't control myself.
Really? Really? Which story is that?
The death of a government clerk. I laughed for days.
Death of a government? I don't remember that. What was that about?
Chernikov, the sneeze, the sneezing splatter.
Oh, yes. You found that funny, did you? Funny? I meant it to be sad.
Oh, it was sad. I cried for days. It was tragically funny.
Was it really? And of everything you read, what was your favorite?
My very favorite.
Yes, what was it?
Tolstoy's War and Peace. You asked me what my favorite was.
Well, you're an honest little thing, aren't you? It's refreshing. Irritating, but refreshing. Very well, what are you going to read for me?
Oh, I should like to read from the Three Sisters.
Indeed. Which sister?
Well, all of them if you have time.
All of them? Good heavens, why don't you read the entire play while you're at it?
Oh, thank you, sir. I know it all. Act 1. A drawing room in the Prosper's house. It is midday and a bright sun shines through large French doors.
That's not necessary. An excerpt will do nicely, thank you.
Yes, sir. I should like to do the last moment of the play.
Good, good. That shouldn't take too long. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, I've been ready for 6 months, sir. Not counting the 3 months it took me to get on the 6-month waiting list.
Please, begin.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. Can you please say, ta-ra-ra boom-de-jay, sit on the curb on me?
Certainly not. Why would I say such an idiotic thing?
Well, I don't know, sir. You wrote it. Chibudikin says it at the end of the play. It would help me greatly if you could just read that one line, sir. I waited 6 months. I walked all the way from Odessa.
All right. Very well, then. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Hurrah, boom, DA. Sit on the curb, I may.
And Masha says, listen, that music, they are leaving us. One is gone for good, forever, and we are left alone to begin our lives again. And we must live. We must live. And Irina says, the time shall come when everyone will know what all this is for. Why all this suffering? And there shall be no mysteries. But meanwhile, we must live. We must work, only work. Tomorrow I shall go alone and I shall teach in the school and give my whole life to those who need it. Now is autumn, and soon winter will come and cover everything with snow, and I shall go on working. Working. Shall I finish?
Please.
And always. The music plays so gaily, so valiantly. One wants to live. Time shall pass and we shall be gone forever. Forgotten. Our faces will be forgotten, our voices, how many there were of us. But our suffering will turn into joy for those who live after us. Happiness and peace will come to this earth, and then they will remember kindly and bless those who are living now. Oh, my dear sisters, it seems in just a little more and we shall know why we live and why we suffer. If only we knew. If only we knew. Thank you, sir. That's all I wanted. You made me very happy. God bless you, sir.
Will someone please go get her before she walks all the way back to Odessa?
Good morning, Mr. Kistinov. Please, lower your voice. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that my gout is acting up again and my nerves are like little firecrackers. The slightest friction can send them off. I'm sure it must be terribly painful, sir. Combing my hair this morning was agony. Mr. Kistinov,
What is it, Jackie?
there's a woman who insists on seeing you.
We can make her tell her story, but she insists on seeing the directing manager of the bank. Perhaps if you're not well.
No. The business of the bank comes before my minor physical ailments. Please, show me. Quietly. Good morning, madam. Forgive me for not standing, but I am somewhat incapacitated. Please sit down.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
You can help me, sir. I pray to God you can help me. No one in this world seems to care.
Calm yourself, please. Please calm yourself.
I'm sorry.
Now, I'm sure whatever the problem is, we can solve it if we approach this sensibly, quietly. Now, what exactly is the trouble?
It's my husband, sir. Collegiate assessor Shooter. He's been sick for 5 months. 5 agonizing months.
I know the horrors of illness, madam, and can sympathize. What's the nature of this condition?
It's a nervous disorder. Everything grates on his nerves. If you so much as touch him, he'll scream out, "Ah!" How or why he got it, nobody knows.
I have an inkling. If you could go on a little less descriptively, please.
Well, poor man was lying in bed.
You're not going to scream again, are you?
Not that I don't have cuffs. While he was lying in bed these 5 months recuperating, he was dismissed from his job for no reason at all.
That's a pity, certainly, madam, but I don't quite see the connection with the bank.
You don't know how I've suffered during his illness. I've nursed him from morning to night, doctored him from night until morning, besides cleaning my house, taking care of my children, feeding our dog, our cat, our goat, my sister's bird who was sick.
The bird was sick?
My sister, she gets dizzy spells. She's been dizzy a month now. She's getting dizzier every day.
Extraordinary. However,
I had to take care of her children and her house and her cat and her goat and then her bird bit one of my children, and so our cat bit her bird, and so then my oldest daughter, the one with the broken arm, drowned my sister's cat, and now my sister wants my goat in exchange, or else she says she'll either drown my cat or break my oldest daughter's other arm.
yes, well, you can certainly have your pack of troubles, but I'm afraid I still don't see...
And then, when I went to get my husband's pay, they had deducted 24 rubles and 36 kopecs. From what, I asked, because they said he borrowed it from the employees' fund. But that's impossible. He could never borrow without my approval. Break his arm. Oh, not while he's sick, of course. I don't have the strength. I'm not well myself, sir. I have this racking cough. It's a terrible thing to hear.
Yes, well, I can well understand why your husband took 2 months or 5 weeks to recuperate, but what is it? 5 months? 5 months to recuperate, but what is it that you want from me, madam?
What rightfully belongs to my husband is 24 rubles and 36 kopecks. They won't give it to me because I'm a woman, weak and defenseless. Some of them have laughed in my face. Laughed. Ha ha ha! Where, I wonder, is the humor in a poor, defenseless creature like myself?
None. I see none. However, I don't wish to be unfair. I'm afraid you've simply come to the wrong place. Your petition, no matter how justified, has nothing to do with us. You'll have to go to the agency where he was employed.
What are you saying? I've been to 5 agencies already. I'm about to go out of my mind. The hair is coming out of my head. By the fistfuls. Look at my hair. Don't tell me to go to another agency.
Please, madam, keep your hair in its proper place. Now listen to me carefully. This is a bank. A bank. We're in the banking business. We bank money. Funds that are brought here are banked by us. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I can't help you.
Are you saying you can't help me?
I'm trying, I'm just not making any headway.
Are you saying you don't believe my husband is sick? Here's the doctor's certificate. There's the proof. Do you still doubt that my husband is suffering from a nervous disorder?
Not only do I not doubt it, I would swear to it.
Look at it. You didn't look at it.
That's really not necessary. I know full well how your husband must be suffering.
What is the point of having a doctor's certificate if you don't look at it? Look at it!
Yes, I see your husband is sick. It's right here on the doctor's certificate. Only I can't help you. I'm getting excited.
You lied to me. I took you to be a man of your word, and you lied to me.
I lied when?
You said you read the doctor's certificate. You couldn't have read the description of my husband's illness without realizing that he was fired unjustly. Don't take advantage of me because I'm a weak, defenseless woman. Do me the simple courtesy of reading the doctor's certificate. That's all I ask. Read it, and then I'll go.
But I've already read it. What's the point of reading something twice when I've read it once?
You didn't read it carefully.
I read it in detail.
You read it too fast. You forget it.
I don't have to read it slower. I'm a very fast reader.
Maybe you didn't absorb it. Let it sink in this time.
I absorbed it. It sank in. I could pass a test on what's written here, but it doesn't matter because it has nothing to do with our bank.
Did you read the part where it says my husband is suffering from a nervous disorder? Read that part again and tell me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that part. I see your husband is sick. My, how terrible. Only I can't help you. Now please go.
I'm sorry.
Your balding head, that to come to us with a claim like this is as strange as trying to get your hair cut in a butcher shop.
You can't get your hair cut in a butcher's shop. Why would anyone go to a butcher shop to get a haircut? Are you laughing at me?
Laughing? I'm lucky I'm breathing. Pumpkin!
Did I tell you I'm fasting? I haven't eaten in 3 days. I want to eat. Nothing stays down. I had the same cup of coffee 3 times this morning.
Pumpkin!
I'm skin and bones. I faint at the least provocation. Watch. Did you see? You saw how I fainted? 8 times a day that happens.
What's wrong?
Get her out of here! Who let her in my office?
You did, sir. You asked me and I showed her in.
I thought you meant a human being, not a lunatic, with a doctor's certificate.
He didn't even read it. I gave it to him, threw it back in my face. You look like a kind man. Have pity on me. You read it and see if my husband is sick.
I've already read it, madam, twice.
Me too, I read it twice too.
You just showed it to me outside. We all read it. Even the doorman.
You just looked at it. You didn't read it.
Don't argue, Pumpkin. Read it so we can get her out of here.
Oh yes, I see. Your husband is sick. Now will you please go, madam? I will be forced to get someone to remove you.
Yes! Good, remove her. Get the doorman and 2 of the guards. Be careful, she's as strong as an ox.
If you touch me, I will scream so loud you lose all of your depositors. No one will come to a bank where they beat, weak, defenseless women. Think of it.
Weak! Defenseless. You are as defenseless as a charging rhinoceros. You're as weak as the king of the jungle. You are a plague, madam. A plague that wipes out everything in your path. You are a raging river that washes out villages and stately homes. You are a wind that blows villages over mountains. It is women like you that cause men like me to be in the condition of husbands like yours.
Are you saying you're not going to help me?
Hey, Pumpkin, I give you permission. Knock some sense into her.
You
Madam, perhaps if we could discuss this in Madam, I am not beating you. I am merely holding your arm.
Peter, you fool! Have some sense in your kicker while you got the chance. We'll never get her out of here.
A curse! A curse on your bank. I put a curse on you and all of your depositors. Made of money in your vaults turned to potatoes! The gold in your cellars to onions made your copex. Rubles turned to radishes and your copex to pickles!
Stop, please. We're joking. Give her the money. Give her whatever she wants. Let me get her out of here.
21 rubles and 36 copex. Not a penny more. That's all that's due me, and that's all I want.
Come with me, I'll get your money.
And another ruble to get me home. I walk, but I have very weak ankles.
No for a taxi, anything. Only get her out of here.
You're a kind man, sir. God bless you. I remove the curse. Curse, be gone. Money, onions to money, potatoes to gold.
Remove her.
Oh, and another thing. I'll need a letter of recommendation so my husband can get another job. But don't bother yourself about it today. I'll be back tomorrow. God bless you, sir.
She's coming back. She's coming back. She's coming back.
To my youth, my brother was 19 years old. He was active in the ways of love. He was not only unschooled, he'd never even been in a class. He was so innocent and shy that he actually thought that since the beginning of time, no woman had ever been completely unclothed. As for connubial bliss, he dared not think of it. And as for impregnation, he chose to believe that it was caused by the husband giving the wife the most ardent handshake before retiring and left to death. Now our father was a wonderful man, quite liberal in his thinking. And on the occasion of my brother's 19th birthday, he decided to introduce him to the mysteries of love. He was, however, also a frugal man. And so he decided to escort my brother so that in the matter of bargaining, my brother should not be taken advantage of. Picture, if you will, our own dear father.
Natasha, where are you? Don't stand there in the dark, shaking like a puppy dog. Come along, we have some adolescence to get over with.
I'm not well, Father. I'm sick.
Sick? What's wrong with you?
Give me a minute. I haven't thought of it yet.
Fear. That's all it is. Pubescent fear. I felt the same way when I was your age.
I never thought of you as my age, Father. I always thought of you as older.
How old do you think I was when I was with my first woman?
You were with a woman, Father?
Certainly I was with a woman. All the men who have become fathers have been with a woman at some time in their lives.
The same woman?
Certainly not the same woman. Don't you ever discuss these things among your young friends?
Oh, yes, all the time. But we get too excited to listen.
It's a man's obligation upon entering a marriage to be knowledgeable in the ways of love. Otherwise, valuable years are wasted in endless groping.
Wouldn't mind a few years groping, Father.
All in the process of becoming a man. First you learn to walk, then you learn to talk, and now it's time to learn this.
Are you sure, Father? I'm not walking or talking all that well.
We can't delay anymore, Natasha. I can't have you becoming an old man while you're waiting to become a young man. You know, are you going to go in there and have your first first experience with a woman, or do I have to punish you?
Father, I don't think we're going to find any women of high moral character around here.
We're not looking for women of high moral character. There are too many women of high moral character in the world as it is. That's why so many men of high moral character have to come down to places like this. Now, let's get on with this business.
Can I hold your hand, Father?
Certainly not. You can't go in there and become a man holding your father's hand. Now, we haven't got all day, Natasha. Your mother is expecting us home by 9 o'clock. We now have an hour and 10 minutes for you to mature.
You told Mother where we were going?
Do you think I'm so insensitive? I told her we were going out for a walk just to get some night air.
Won't she become suspicious when she notices I've come home all grown up?
It doesn't show anything. You don't get spots like measles. You may possibly have a small smile on your face. That's all. Now come along.
If I like it, can I do it again?
Certainly not. I didn't bring you here to leave you here. My God, what a hard business it is being a liberal father.
Evening, gentlemen.
Oh, God.
Steady, boy. Steady.
Is she one of the teachers?
She looks like the principal to me. We're in luck, son. She's a charming-looking girl. I'll go over and attend to your tuition.
Couldn't I take a correspondence course?
No! Stand there. Don't move. I'll be right back. And don't go fiddling with your hat. This is not hat-fiddling business. Well, good evening, madam. What a lovely April evening.
Is it April already? I don't get out very much.
Oh, I can certainly well understand that. It's been a long time since I've been involved in such matters, but there is something I would like to discuss with you, some delicacy.
30 rubles.
So much for the delicacy. 30 rubles, you say. Well, speaking for myself, that sounds quite fair. But it isn't for me. It's for my young, inexperienced son. That's him over there with his knees buckling.
Still 30 rubles. We don't have children's prices down here.
No, of course not. But 30 rubles does seem a bit high for a boy of 19. Would you consider 15 rubles?
For 15 rubles, I read Peter Rabbit. Sir, there's a ship due in tonight, and I need to go in and put on my wig.
Wait, there's an extenuating circumstance. It's the boy's birthday, and I wanted to give him a nice gift. What do you say?
How about an umbrella?
See here, in my day 30 years ago, I enjoyed the pleasures of the most delightful girl on this street. Ilka the milkmaid was her name, and she cost me a mere 10 rubles.
Well, she's still here if you want her.
Certainly not. Good heavens.
Father,
Yes?
am I ready yet?
No, wait a minute. I'm still shopping. He's really a lovely boy. Sweet and fragile, tells the most delightful stories. I'm sure you'll find them most entertaining.
Haven't you got it the wrong way around, sir?
Father,
Yes?
I'm getting chilly.
Well, run around, jump up and down. $20 rubles. That's the best I can do, not a kopeck more. There's only so much I'm willing to spend on education. Please, it's for my boy.
All right, settled. 20 rubles. You're a good and loving father, sir, and I respect you for it. If I had a father like you, I wouldn't have ended up here on the streets bargaining with fathers like you.
I'm sure there's a moral in there somewhere. Just don't see it yet. Settled for 20 rubles. And I have just one other request. At the end of the evening's festivities, I would greatly appreciate it if you would just say, "Happy birthday from Papa."
Happy birthday from Papa. Would you like any candles with that, sir?
No, that's not necessary. Just be gentle and kind. Gentleness is all I ask. Gracious, a tear, what a thing to cry over.
Well, I'll wait upstairs. second door on the left, 2 flights up. And I'll be gentle, sir.
Thank you. The girls nowadays seem so much more understanding.
May I say that it's men like you who make me proud to serve in my profession.
What a wonderful nurse you would have made. And Tasha, school's in. Settled, my boy. 20 rubles. You just have to know how to bargain with people. Now then, off you go. 2 flights up, second door on the left. I'll wait for you here. Now, don't rush.
Is there anything I should say to her?
Like what?
Like, hello?
Hello would be nice. Goodbye would be good too. Now get going. She's waiting for you.
Are there any instructions you want to give me?
That's what I'm paying her good money for. The questions you ask. Now get on before she has to going to charge me overtime.
Yes, Father. I'm going. I'm going. What is it? It's funny, Father. But when I come down these stairs and out into the street, I won't be your little Natasha anymore. I'll be Anton the man. Well, thank you, Father. Goodbye.
Wait! Natasha, wait. I've been thinking. Wouldn't you rather have a nice umbrella? There's plenty of time next year to become a man. Plenty of time next year.
Yes, Father. If you wish, Father.
I hope that portrait of my father came out with some affection. I loved him very much. And yet with him, as with all the other characters I've shared with you tonight, I have a sense of betrayal. When I put down my pen at the end of a day's work, I can't help but feel that in some way I have robbed my friends of their precious life fluid. And what torments my conscience even more is that I've had a wonderful time writing today. But what was I talking about? What were we talking about early on, before the story of Charity Pop? Ah, yes, I was about to tell you what it was as a child I most wanted to do with my life. Well then, funny, for the life of me I can't remember. But as I stand